Brand new video. Two NFL player props today. Thursday night football, Broncos, Chargers. Before I get into it, I really do hope you guys are all doing well. Two player props, like I said, Thursday night football. Before I get into it though, link in the description below. You guys hop into the Discord to our post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We have other cappers in there as well. Overall, super positive community. Everyone in the Discord just trying to help each other cash. I also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert. It's not financial advice. Simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. We are here, week 16, pretty crazy NFL season. We're on the tail end of it, right? College football is pretty much over. NBA sort of getting into full swing, but again, daily content coming on the channel. You guys, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. But let's get right into these plays here. Broncos, Chargers. This game has honestly major playoff implications if we kind of look at the standings here. I think if we take a look, actually, let's look at the standings. Playoff standings in the AFC. Like, I think these teams are right behind each other. Yeah. Huge playoff implications here. Both these teams obviously want to win this football game. 3-point spread. Weather's not going to be a factor. Game being played at SoFi Stadium in the Dome, right? The Chargers 3-point favorites at home. Interesting game script in my opinion, but nonetheless, let's get into it. Two player props that I do like. The first play I'm looking at is going to be Kimani Vidal, right? Running back, RB2, started on the season, I think RB3, now kind of slotted as a combo, kind of split backfield with Gus Edwards, with J.K. Dobbins out. But 11.5 receiving yards. This is a super interesting play. I think many people probably don't even know who Kimani Vidal is unless you're maybe a Chargers fan or you're a serious NFL fan. But in games this season, when he has ran at least 5 routes, right, which is important here, he's had at least 10. Sorry, in games that he's ran at least 5 routes, he's over this. He's had 9. Sorry, in games that he's run at least 10 routes, he's had 9 or more receiving yards in 3 of those 4 games, right? But the Chargers specifically receiving to running back is absolutely. The Broncos. I'm fucking up here. The Broncos receiving targets and receiving yards that they give up to running backs is elite. And a couple things why I like this play here. One, we saw last week with obviously Gus Edwards as a starting running back. Kimani Vidal, he saw 3 targets, ran 16 routes. He's ran 15 and 16 routes last 2 weeks without J.K. Dobbins in the lineup, right? He's that pass catching back in this offense. Last week, even Gus Edwards saw 0 targets. He's heavily favored over 1.5 receptions, right? Minus 150, pretty much minus 176 down here on FanDuel. Again, this is Outlier, by the way. You can get a 7-day free trial on Outlier with the link in the description below. But minus 150 for 2 catches. 2 catches should equal at least 12 receiving yards. Again, if this does bump by the time you're watching this video, and it just bumped on me, wow. Bumps in real time, guys. I'll play this at 12.5 still. I would easily play this still at 12.5. Yeah, I'm playing this at 12.5 still. In my opinion, I think, again, this is a game where with the way the Broncos scheme kind of works, Pat Surtain, they do have elite linebackers. Really, the only way to kind of do damage to the Broncos defense is by running the football or small checkdowns to the running backs. We look at, like I said, the Broncos, 2 running backs this season, 4th most receptions to the running back position, 7th most receiving yards, and 7th most total targets to the running back position. And Kimani Vidal, like I said last week, let me take a look at his snap count real quickly. Wow, you guys, see, that's what PrizePicks does to us. They bump us in real time. Again, I'm still playing this at 12.5. I was hoping honestly it would back down. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. We're seeing this in real time, guys. Real time in this YouTube video, right? Whatever this video ends at and whatever it is, that's what I'm locking it. I'm honestly probably by the time this video's done, I've already given it to the Discord just because I'm worried about these bumps. But okay, 11.5 receiving yards for Kimani Vidal. Just gonna put that out there. I'll play this up to 13.5, you guys. Just putting that out there. But last week, Kimani Vidal, he saw 67% of the snaps. He saw more snaps than Gus Edwards the last 2 weeks. I could even see that increasing here in this one, given the type of game script that we could possibly see, as well as the elite matchup that it is, right? Specifically versus the Broncos. Now, running backs game log this season versus the Broncos with at least 1 target. We've seen this season 17 different running backs have at least 12 plus receiving yards against the Broncos. 17 running backs against the Broncos have had 12 receiving yards. Kimani Vidal should have a pretty easy time with this one, in my opinion. I think he should see at least 3-4 targets, just given the matchup and how it is kind of a pass funnel to those running backs. So he's the first play. Again, I'm trying to get this video done now. The second play here is going to be Courtland Sutton. I like Courtland Sutton over a 14 fantasy score here. I think this is a strong matchup as well against the Chargers. The Chargers, I think, early in the season, they came out, they looked like they had a really elite defense, but as of late, they've been getting cooked. But Courtland Sutton, I think even since week 8, he's kind of become, Zach Wilson, or sorry, Bo Nix, I'm sorry, 8+ targets in 7 of his last 7 games. And over this line, and I believe he's probably over this line in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 7 games. Okay, we look at Courtland Sutton here, over 4.5 receptions, juice pretty heavily, -210 on Caesars, -162 on FanDuel. This season, when he catches at least 5 footballs, you can see kind of the floor for this line here, with at least 16. He's over this line, and he's at 13.8 plus fantasy points in every game when he has at least 5 catches. But again, he can even do this because of that touchdown upside in 3 catches and 4 catches. But he's really just been on fire, becoming Zach Wilson's number 1 target in that offense. And it seems to me that the Broncos really just like to throw the football because they have no running game whatsoever. And like I said, on the season here, over an 8 of 14. But really, if you take away those first 3 games, he's actually over an 8 of, what would that be? 8 of 11. 8 of his last 11 games. So it's a great spot. And like I said, the Chargers over the last 8 weeks are giving up the second most PPR fantasy points to the wide receiver position. The second most PPR fantasy points to wide receiver position over the last 8 weeks. We look at wide receivers like Mike Evans last week went crazy, 36.9. Jalen McMillan, 18.5. Before that, DeAndre Hopkins, 13.2. Xavier Worthy, 9.6. Drake London, 17.3. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase both put up 25 plus. Calvin Ridley, 25 here. Jerry Jeudy, 14. Cedric Tillman, 19. Chris Olave, 18. So it's a ton of upside here for Courtland Sutton being the number 1 wide receiver in that offense. And here, Kimani Vidal back at 12.5. Again, playing at 12.5, guys. Here are the 2 plays for this YouTube video, Thursday Night Football. I'd play Kimani Vidal at 13.5 if it does bump there. Courtland Sutton over 14 fantasy. Please drop a like on this video, guys. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's cash.